Good morning, students. As we are proceeding our chapter Work and Energy, and previous class we have done few numericals of kinetic energy. Today let's proceed with potential energy. Students, you have seen that whenever we are keeping syntax at certain height. If we are having a space in our courtyard or terrace, why we are not keeping it? So let's see that it will give you a reason. Potential energy is the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its position or configuration is called potential energy. So one by one let us see it. Position. If we are keeping our syntax at the roof, then what happens? The water is coming with very high pressure and easily in our home, wherever you want to connect it, we will get water in good pressure. But if we are same syntax, if we are keeping at courtyard or terrace, then you will find that no, we are not getting that pressure. Even wherever we want, we will not get the water. That means whenever the syntax is raised, position is changed, it is kept at certain height, it stored with potential energy. So whatever work is done to raise it and to just lift the water, that work is nothing but that is stored inside the body in the form of potential energy. You have seen even aeroplane. Aeroplane is moving. As the aeroplane is moving at certain height, means whatever the work is done to go aeroplane up to there, then that is stored in the form of potential energy. So whatever the things we are keeping at certain height. You have very common experience, students, that hammer. If we have to hammer the nail in the wall or anywhere we are hammering it, then what? Suppose this we have to do it. This is our nail, is this. If you are keeping your hammer and do like this, will it get more pressure or force? No. Then again we are raising some height and then we are keeping it hammer like that. If more we have to do, then we are using hammer at high position and then we are just putting it. So what happens? That means as you are changing its position, as you are raising its height, its potential energy increases and then very easily we are able to do whatever job we have to do. Then you come with configuration. Means figure changing. Very simple. You have seen Tir Dhanush, that is bow and arrow. Bow we are seeing, just see, we are stretching this one. As how much we can stretch so that it should not break. How much we can stretch, that much far distance the arrow will go, and so why that much far distance the arrow will go? Whatever the work is done to stretch this, that much potential energy is stored in this, and when you leave it, that potential energy changes into kinetic energy and arrow will fly off and it will go very far distance. So here we are changing the shape, configuration. Elastic, you stretch the elastic. If you stretch elastic a little bit, leave it, then it will come slowly at its own position. But if you stretch a elastic at more, that means more potential energy is stored in this, and then if you leave it, then it will come with some speed and then it will take its shape. Students, you are playing in the classroom also that rubber band. If you stretch a little bit rubber band, just fix one end and stretch a little bit, leave it. You will not get hurt. But if you stretch more, that means more work is done, more potential energy is stored, and leave it, then naturally you will get hurt. If you stretch more than that, that means more potential energy is stored, and if you leave it, more hurt you will get. That means due to configuration also potential energy is stored in that we are considering it. So students, let us derive it. Let us take any body that is kept in a ground, on the ground. We have taken one wooden block, suppose, and its mass is m. Let us take its mass as m. Now, we have to lift this wooden block at certain height, at this height. So, naturally, when we apply force, then only this will go upwards by applying force. So, let this position be x and this position be y. When you applied force to lift this one, so it will get over here. Let this height be h. Students, I think again you are recalling your memory that work done when force is applied and body is displaced. So we can write for this one as W is equal to force into displacement. As force into displacement, see here, what we will get for force. This body is having mass, and this is going against the gravity. Gravity is acting downwards and this is going against the gravity. So we can write as F is equal to mg. So in place of F, write mg. Then what is the displacement? S is equal to how much distance it has moved? It has moved up to height h. So we can write it as mgh. This work done has only changed in potential energy. So potential energy is equal to mgh. And what is the SI unit of this potential energy? You know the SI unit of energy? This SI unit is nothing but joule. So like this we can derive. This is the work done against the gravity and that is stored. So potential energy is equal to mgh.